Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Thursday Night Live.
Hey guys.
Hello.
What it is.
If y'all haven't been here before, it's Thursday Night Live. Obviously, we're live on a Thursday night, but we are
We are live.
we are live on a Thursday night. But we're here at the Missing Elements. It is our shop that we have super grouped with Mr. Tyree here at the end there of Stephen's Healing Vibrations. We're going to be doing a lot of our lives and a couple other things from the shop here. So if you guys are interested, you can always come visit us at 1018 East New Circle Road, Suite 114. If you type in the Missing Elements with an S into the Googs, as that one likes to call it,
Hi, I'm that one.
you can actually find the pin, and it will take you directly to our storefront. You can also find us by searching Spirit Mechanics as well. So we're looking forward to hosting a bunch of new things. We'll get into a couple other special announcements here in a little bit, but the big one is we're going to be at the Central Kentucky Mystical Market this weekend. We'll be there all weekend long and doing what it is that we do. Our retail side will not be there this weekend, as we have another event coming up at the end of the month. But we will be doing energy work and readings. And of course, stop by, get your high five, your handshake, and your hug. All of them are free. But we are going to be at Sacred Journey Market on
The 22nd and 23rd, I believe.
23rd and 24th.
23rd and 24th.
Yes.
Alrighty, we're going to be up in Eastgate, which is a blah 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 blah. It is
Cincinnati.
It is Cincinnati. It is the Ohio. You cross the bridge over the large water due, and you wind up in the space with the things.
It's like magic.
It's
like magic.
It is like magic. Only you cry at the end. But we'll be in Cincinnati Eastgate at the Holiday Inn Suites there, in the big ballroom, and we're going to be there all weekend. It's going to be a fun day or two. We're doing a seminar. We're hosting our aura demos and talking to you guys about auric movement. Mr. Tyree is actually doing a seminar as well on chakras.
I'm doing a seminar on chakras and energy sound.
Wow, guys.
Wow, it's
Oh, watch not working.
We're struggling.
Sound vibrational healing.
just
Is
wait.
Hermes going into Gatorade?
It's getting close, actually.
April 1st.
Yeah.
We do have some comments. Miss Dina said, cool intro. Renee has it shared out. Linda Nelson said, hello.
Hello, hello.
Kevin Michael Guthrie said, hi, everyone.
Howdy.
And Stuart Hallett said, hey, from Mars Hill, Maine.
Oh, wow. Hello, hello.
Say, like the wallpaper behind it. So the
The
wolves
Wolves.
behind us.
And wolves.
Tapestry.
Thank you all for joining us.
Yeah, very
Yeah,
much.
here.
Let's see. We've got a couple podcasts. One that's actually coming up tomorrow at
Yep.
3 p.m. Right?
Yes.
We are going to be on with.
Paranormal Chit Chat, which is with a group out of the UK, is Miss Rosie Carty, and I think she's going to be flying solo. Her dad's has an appointment, so her mom won't be able to join her. But we'll be on with them on Parapost, Network Central on Facebook. So that'll be fun. Rosie's fun people, so.
Absolutely. Also tomorrow night, if you're interested, we're always going to be at Scarefest. Always. It's tradition. But if you would like to see who's going to be there, some of the events that they are going to host, the celebrities that are going to be there, check out Scarefest Television. It's every Friday night at 9. You can find it here on Facebook. You can also go to, I think it's still scarefestradio.com, but Scarefest TV is also streamed there. And I believe it's also on scarefestweekends.com as well. So we're wanting to make sure that you guys get the proper information for everything. Now, one of the things that I'm kind of stoked about talking about Sacred Journey and also talking about Scarefest, Mr. Paul Bradford is going to be at Sacred Journey Market this year.
Mhm.
So that's pretty awesome. And the Connor sisters and Mr. Ken Boggle are going to be doing a Tarot Royal Rumble. So it is going to be a tandem read with the Connor sisters, Pat O'Keefe, and Mr. Ken Boggle. So it's going to be a fun time. You guys need to come out and check some of this stuff out. We got any other major announcements?
That covers this.
Stellar.
At least for this month.
Oh, goodness.
Stay tuned. We do have other things that we have in the works that are coming soon. As soon as we know details about things, we will be posting them.
Yepper.
Actually, that does remind me, we do have one other thing. Our next round of 200 series classes
Yes.
are next week.
Awesome.
So if
Next
you're
weekend,
interested,
correct?
yep,
Yes.
Friday night and Saturday. It's going to be 201 and 202. And so that is color theory is 202.
Yep.
201 is reverberations, a different vibration.
Connection and
right?
vibration.
So we know that several of you have already signed up for our 200 series, at least a small handful. If you have taken the 100s and would like to take the 200s, they are still up. You can still register. You can register up until 4 p.m. next Friday. After 4 p.m., we're going to have a cutoff. Reason being is we want to make sure that we have enough time to get everybody situated. Because we use Discord. It's free for us. It's free for you. And some people have a little bit of difficulty learning it if you're not familiar. But it's very intuitive in all honesty. They've changed it quite a bit in recent months. And but that's where we have our classroom. You can also come onto our Discord and ask questions. You can hang out. You can talk.
We have been getting a little bit of traffic on that. I've been trying to talk to people as I can because it's been busy with work. But I know one of the previous people who took the 100s has been just saying hi, how you doing? And I know
I think
Hell
that's-
is.
Yeah, I think that's Miss Linda
Linda.
Nelson. Yep.
Yep.
But she says she is all signed up, so.
Awesome. Looking forward to seeing you.
For those wondering, the 200 series, 2 classes, they're 75 apiece just because of the level of work that goes into them. The 100 series is 50 apiece, but it's 3 classes. So if you buy the package, so you get all the classes at once, you basically get one for half off. So instead of the 150, it's only 130. And that's for both 100 and 200 classes. But I don't think that's all that bad.
No.
Yeah.
I have heard of people charging like $200 per class
Or even more.
or even more, depending on what they're going into or whatever. But it's not terrible. It's, excuse me. Sorry.
I mean,
You tried it.
Miss Terry Wolf says she signed up today.
Awesome.
hell yes.
Thank you.
We do have to keep the lights on. We also have to be able to get some of these events that you guys would like to see us at. And this allows us to do that. One of the other things that this helps us do is to do what it is that we're known for and go and help families that need us. So those who are in need of getting some house cleansings or some paranormal consultation, we can do that at a much less charge to them when we're able to essentially make a little bit of money on these classes and different things like that. So technically, what you guys are doing when you sign up for a class is you're donating to charity and getting something out of it. So thank you guys very much for doing that with and for us. But enough announcements, yeah?
Yes.
Yeah.
Cool. This month, it's a new month, and so we have new topics. This month's topic, so for the next 3 weeks, we're going to be covering hope. Tonight's actual main focus is going to be on planting seeds. So, what is it that you guys think that means? Asking the audience, what is it that you guys think that means to plant a seed? And it's not just a religious phrasing here. We're looking at this in terms of philosophy as well as day-to-day life. What does it mean to plant a seed? In my personal opinion, at least if we're going to go down the line here, in my personal opinion, planting a seed is the most important thing that you can do. It's that thing that you have the most hope for. If I start here, if I nurture this, if I allow it to grow, if I plant it and I'm attentive, I can make something very special, very fruitful later. And this can come in the form of personal goals. This can come in the form of actually committing to specific things. This can be something of even finances. I'm going to just start shaving off, so rounding up to the nearest dollar and putting that down into a jar. Small things lead to big changes. Exploring personal victories, small things. I got up today. I was able to wake up. It's a small victory. I have running water. It's a small victory. I've got a roof over my head and food in my cupboards. It's a small victory. I'm able to have the freedom to drive or even go to work, because there are some people that still can't find employment. These are small things that lead to big changes in your life. So that's what I think about it currently.
As far as like planting seeds, sometimes people have those downtrodden moments, and just giving that little word of encouragement, just enough to get them up. That's just as much planting a seed of hope. Sometimes, that's all somebody has is hope and a prayer.
Yeah, that's it. And it's a true thing. A kind word can really change somebody, especially when it comes to like the things they're wanting to get involved in.
Mm-hmm.
Not just all right, you can do it. You've got this. That's great encouragement, but I like that idea. Specifically, I like that idea, or maybe I can try that with you, or let's do this together. I'll do it with you if you decide that that's something that you want to do. We'll do it together, so you're not going it alone. I get it. Small things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, sometimes even it's just a matter of you never know what someone's going through. So even just a smile gives them that slight bit of kindness, that slight bit of hope that, hey, maybe it's going to be okay. Because you never know when that's going to change somebody for the day.
Mhm.
That's it.
I've been reading a book series. Well, I've been listening to a book series at work, and there was a statement that was said, and it was more along the lines of love, but it is the act of the other person towards the other individual. All it takes is a small sacrifice.
Mhm.
It may not mean much to you, but for that person, it means the world.
You know, before we move on to Patricia,
Mhm.
it is, you know, what is a seed? You know, what is a hopeful seed? What is a seed of hope? And all it is self-sacrifice. It's an unconditional moment of either self-love or love for others that causes a major chain reaction. It's the coolest thing in the world. Even a small pebble can make a big ripple in a still pond, right?
So I look at it a little bit more on the philosophical side because planting seeds of knowledge is one of the things that I'm extremely interested in. But planting a seed is first actually having the hope that you can get somewhere with it. It's the desire to actually make an action and actually choose something for yourself.
Mhm.
I'm planting this seed in hopes that this cucumber or carrot will grow so that I can feed my family. I'm planting this flower so that I can have a smile later in the year when I'm really down. I'm reading this book because it's about self-love and I think that I deserve that because you do. It's something small that you do for yourself and for others sometimes that leads to immaculate changes.
Mhm.
Because when you're able to plant a seed as a teacher, then you can teach others. When you're able to plant a seed as a student, you have opportunities open for you. But it's that active choice and thinking, okay, hey, yeah, this could be a thing. I'm choosing to believe in this.
Mhm. You know, it's a wonderful thing, and this is the Southern preacher coming out in me. You know, it's a wonderful thing, but and I'm pretty sure Brian's mind went to this as well.
Mhm.
Is that seeds in and of themselves are planted in the dark. Seeds of hope, seeds for hope,
Mhm.
are planted in the dark. You put them in the ground and cover them up. And there is a desire, there is a will, there is a power, a strength specifically that moves that seed to want to grow. And that is the brightness of day. A seed is always going to wind up being fruitful as long as it's planted for the right reasons. It's a wonderful thing. Very good. Awesome. Awesome. Awesome.
It's my turn.
Dessert.
Yeah.
It's all you.
The floor is yours.
With me, I know me and Pat are about the same there
Mhm.
because I've always got my nose in a book or always listening to a book, which because I'm always wanting to try to learn something new. But with planting the seed, I think it's goes with intention. You got to have the intent first, then plant the seed, and then you're the light that helps make it grow.
Mhm.
And you're the light that helps it sprout and gets its roots, and then you take it and run.
Mhm.
Like with me, I never thought I could ever teach anything. And now since I've been here with you guys, I'm actually starting to teach.
Mhm.
And it's because you are pushing me to learn more, to help get out to other people. So,
Small opportunities
Mhm.
lead to big changes.
Interesting thing about seed, though, it has everything it needs to grow except for the light.
Mhm.
It is a full plant.
So, there's been a couple of comments, down the road here about light and us being the light and everything else. And it's a very true thing. Yeah, it takes your intention. But what does a seed need? Yeah, it does have everything it needs. It is a complete plant, but what does it really need as well? You have to have fertile soil. If you throw a seed down onto fallow ground, there's a good chance that it's just going to lay there. If that particular plot has been salted and burned, then it's going to take a minute. So how can you help others? Here's a question. How can you help others understand that that particular kind of ground can be tilled?
I mean, I would argue that it starts with love first.
Mhm.
Because it's been scientifically proven that if you talk nicely to your plants, they will grow better. So,
Wow, there's a stretch.
going along with that, it has been scientifically proven that with ice, if you talk to water before you freeze it, it takes on the emotion that you put into it.
Changes the
So-
crystal structure.
Water has memory.
It does.
It is.
Yes.
I mean,
It's a universal conduit.
but as far as how to till that soil and how to show others that it's possible, I think that definitely starts with love. Because if you found a way to care for the soil and care for yourself, it's a lot easier for you to show others how to do the same thing.
It's true. The best way to teach is by example. Doing the old man thing for a second. One of the big things growing up that really helped me was my papa. Even when it was the most difficult thing in the world, when I was younger, the eyes were worse than they are now. Believe that or not. Born blind, but then when they took the lenses out, everything was smudged. The world was just colored. That's all it was. And the one thing, and he's, as I get choked up, the one thing that he told me that kept me going there for a little bit, he only told it to me once, but it stuck with me my entire life, is you don't have to have sight to have vision. That is a powerful ass statement.
How old were you?
I was waist high. So I can't remember the age,
Mm-hmm.
but I was waist high, 5, 6 years old, something like that. And it was a thing. I didn't quite understand what that meant. And then I get a little bit older, and we didn't know at the time, but I was a type 1 diabetic since birth, and wound up going into the hospital at age 9 and wound up in a coma because of improper care. And not of me, but for me. improper care. My pediatrician was a fucking asshole and an idiot. But wound up waking up, and the first thing I wanted was something to eat. And he told me then, you know, he was there when I woke up. Mom was there, he was there, you know, Granny was there, everybody that mattered. And he said, that's what makes a seed grow, is the right food. 13, and I still carry the pocket knife. 13, you know, I'm nervous because I feel it, feel the rumble in the distance, feel the pain in my chest. I'm about to get baptized. And he looks at me and he goes, you know, I'm proud of you. Not because you're getting baptized, but because you understand the reason why you want to get baptized. He said, you need to show others that God exists by example. And you're doing just that. And he handed me the pocket knife that I still carry. Little things. Little things lead to big changes. It's very easy to plant a seed. You know, I'd tell you all this to tell you this hilarious statement. Papa always said that he didn't know how to witness. I don't know how to talk to people. I don't know how to witness. That's your thing. I don't know how to do that. But you knew when that old man opened his mouth, or when he did something for somebody, or he actually prayed for somebody, you knew for a fact that that seed was planted, that that effort was given. It's the reason why I am the way that I am, the person that I became. Small things done for a small child, just a simple phrase to ease the discomfort or the feeling of being an outcast or the anxiety or the fear of not being able to see what's going on around led me to be the kind of person that I am. It's that simple. All it takes is a single moment. All it takes is the choice to act. A single seed can change an entire life. Y'all talking in a minute.
Fair enough. You know, hope is one of the things that comes a little bit easier for me as far as in comparison to love. I have hope for many things because I can physically see what happens when you do, and I believe in it. I believe in the hope that I'll be able to do good things because it's an active choice that I make every single day. Every breath. And sometimes it's not as easy as others. But I know that that little moment sometimes means more, not only for me, but for somebody else than I could ever imagine.
As I was talking about earlier, and that little sacrifice, that little moment, that little change for people like people who read tarot or do energy work like we do, or do intuitive counseling or whatever. We've been through what we've been through, and in truth, it's a small thing. But that small thing means the world for a person whose life is falling apart around them. That one ray of light, that one touch, that one word. All you have to do is listen.
It's interesting because, we've talked about planting the seed and, giving the seed love and giving it our attention and having hope that it'll grow. And what stems from that hope is faith.
Mm.
We have faith in that plant that it's going to become something great.
Mhm.
And Steve's done that with all of us.
It's a beautiful thing being a teacher. It's a beautiful thing getting to be a student. You get to see so many different viewpoints and perspectives because you get to see that even if you're in this dark little hole, the light looks so interesting. It's got so many different colors in it. It's not just one color. It's awesome because it's completely unique to the individual, to the situation, to the area, everything, all of it. And it's just so cool to watch.
Let me ask you a question, Bo. You have the unique perspective in this particular circumstance. Okay.
Mhm.
What was your thought process of looking up at the light for the first time?
So it's an interesting concept, right? Everybody, including myself now, 13 surgeries later, I know where the light is coming from at this point, but here's the interesting thing about that. I always knew where the light was. You want to talk about some hope? I always knew where the light was. Everything looked like someone just dipped their hand in multitudes of different colors of paint and just wiped it across my eyes. And in the midst of this, the one ever constant thing was a light source. It was warm, it was bright, and it never went away. Even to this day, I still, when I'm having trouble, when I'm having that moment where I'm really struggling, I'll still stare at a light like a moth to a flame because it is constant. There's a hope there. It's here's the other side of that. I will eventually lose my eyesight again, and am currently in the process of doing so. Retinopathy, glaucoma, wear and tear, there's a lot that's pretty much working against my eyesight. And still, the ever constant is the light. Even when things go dark, because there's a good chance it will before I go. Even when things go dark, I know it's still going to be there. Because it's not just physical light that I see. Light is constant. I see light in everybody. See the face of God in everybody. It gives me hope. Presses me forward. I have hope for everybody's future. Because their light is ever constant. Whether I go blind or not, it's still going to be there. I'm still going to see it.
This may be a bit of a shorter live today, guys.
Here she is.
But
No, it's a healing right now.
hope is a beautiful thing.
It very much is. Hope is a hell of a catalyst. If faith will get you through, hope will start it. That's why hope is more of a catalyst. It starts the reaction, starts the change, starts the movement, starts things moving forward. And all it takes is a little push.
Thank you for the sound effect, by the way.
Well, you hear it, man. Steve. Him and his bad ears. But that's the other thing about hope too. I'm talking about planting seeds. You don't tend seeds too much. Because if you're planting a seed, you plant a seed and you leave it.
A little bit of water.
A little bit of water. Too much water, you'll kill it.
Just a little bit of effort.
Mm-hmm.
Hope's great. Hope is a catalyst, but it is just a catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
You got to have something behind it. You got to have a little bit of ass behind it. You got a little bit of water. Just enough to get it going.
Some movement.
I'm going to say it. I'm going to say it.
Say it, I don't care.
I'm going to say it. Effort is always rewarded. Hope is the start of that effort. So it's a funny thing. It's if you're thinking about it in terms of a garden, going back to Merle, going back to Babel, is the funniest thing. So I planted all this stuff, and he'd go down the list, cabbages and cucumber and tomato and, potatoes and all this other stuff. I hope we have a good crop this year. I hope them damn crows stay out of my corn. I hope. He would say all these things, but after those seeds were planted, you'd let that hope rest. Hope it rains today. They need a little bit. And then it would. All right, starting to grow, time to go weed them. They ain't come up yet, Papa. Me, they ain't come up yet. You know, I don't see what you're talking about. Sorry, I know you can't. Trust me. You need to go weed him. Go out there with him. He's just walking the rows and pulling up random weeds and things like that. About a week later, leafy sprigs. You got to give it a little bit of effort. Hope's an amazing thing. It sure is. But hope requires something. You know, we talked about love all last month. And it was brought up earlier tonight. Hope requires that. That's the water here. That self-sacrifice, that particular one single movement. One of the things that I really love, a pastor friend that I bring up a lot, Sean Schroll, actually equated to hope like fire. You can strike a match all you want. It may give a little bit of heat, may give a little bit of light, but until you set it loose on something, there is not a flame. Hope is like a wildfire. Started with a single motion of love.
Fuck, that's deep. Sorry. I know we're MA audiences here, but damn.
That's the reason why light is a constant for me. It's that lit match. What are you going to do with it? I feel the heat from it. I catch the light from it. What are you going to do with it?
Possibilities are endless.
Man.
We'll catch up on some comments, guys.
Yeah, we've got a ton of them actually.
we kind of went.
Well, we asked the question of what they thought hope was, and then
We just went.
We just went.
She moved.
Keith already had to hop off for the night, but he started out with planting seeds and others via words gets their subconscious working, looking, leads to growth for them, hopefully.
Mhm.
And Lyndon Nelson says, so true sometimes. Keith continues, the little things we expect every day. Pay attention and be grateful for those little things. Stuart Hallett said, plant a seed to get married someday. And Keith said, plant that maple tree seed so someone will have shade in 30 years, a place to sit comfortably. Thank you all for the seeds you've planted here. And Renee says, thank you guys for planting seeds within me so I can grow and be better. My mom popped in there, said that is very true about you guys being the light. I love you, Mom. Keith has a few more for us. When planted in the dark, we reach and grow towards the light, break the surface and bloom, but those seeds gotta have something to wet them, get them swelling a bit to break through the shell. Well, scrolling down here, Renee said, needed this. I needed to remember the light is a constant, beautiful thing. Patrick Swingo.
Yeah, I don't know if you want to read that one out loud.
Yeah, probably not. We'll save that one for after the live, but it was kind of funny. And Linda said, just staying quiet and absorbing.
It's what we're hearing. It was like a little boy giggling as I read Patrick's comment.
Yeah.
Oh, there's no telling. But
Love you, man.
Yeah, love you, man. We love you.
Oh, right here.
so hope y'all.
So let's take this on something that us three are doing.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, so I started a shadow working class here.
Mhm.
I planted the seed that I hope that I can pull this off, and I hope that we can get something to go with this.
Mhm.
And we have everybody in the class is all grown. We're all opening up that we once didn't used to talk to each other. And we have shed so many tears.
We really have.
So
Not
That's
Go
kind of an
ahead, yeah.
understatement.
a little bit. Some of us have shed quite a few tears. But
so-
it comes up all the time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it's like, I hope for a good outcome from this. And then Steve was like pushing me. You need to do it. You need to do it. You need to do it. And it was like, okay, let's go. And now we're all grown.
Mhm.
Because he doesn't just teach it, he's going through the steps with us as we go.
Yes.
So
As a good teacher should.
But yeah, we did on one class, we stepped away from the books and went to music.
I have seen evidence of this.
yes.
And what should have been an hour and a half class was like almost 3 hours
Yeah.
because we had to stop multiple times and take breaks because the whole class was crying.
Yeah. But that actually brings up a really good point that there's multiple different types of medium, like as far as what the seed is planted in,
Yes.
because water is many things, especially as far as the metaphor goes, but music is a very powerful one because music invokes really intense emotions. But what is hope?
Spark.
Of a very positive and intense emotion.
Mhm.
Something that allows you to see something you couldn't see or didn't see before.
Oh, yeah.
Possibilities. Love. Whatever you want, whatever you need. Music just happens to be most of our preferreds.
That is true.
Actually, yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm at work today. I was like, usually I've been listening to my books and stuff like that, but today it was music. I was wanting to listen to some music. And there's a couple of songs that popped through the playlist that just, I'm sitting here, I'm like, please don't let nobody come over here. I'm just sitting here just bawling. Like, please, I don't need nobody to see what's going on. Even though I'm physically on camera.
Okay, so we were the opposite here because I sent Pat a song. I was like, you need to listen to this.
Mhm.
And she listened to it, and we ended up doing an 80s revival in here this afternoon.
Oh, it was so amazing.
We did.
It was totally montage music like all afternoon.
But a montage is actually really great as far as hope, like establishing it.
It was great montage.
You know, I mean, 80s music is great for hope, actually.
Actually.
In all honesty, most 80s movies were built on that.
Don't stop believing.
Oh yeah, don't forget Mannequin.
Jeez.
We can build this thing together, stand this up forever. Nothing's gonna stop us now. Yeah, I remember the movie. As I age myself.
All of us.
Yeah. Yeah.
Pretty much all of us.
Yeah.
The only one that probably couldn't is in the middle there.
She knows the song.
She
I
knows
know the
this-
song. I've never seen the movie.
Oh, you need to
Movie's
see
not
it.
great.
God.
The movie's not great. I'm just be real. It's not.
No,
I mean-
you didn't miss much.
It's not 2 or 3 though.
It is a maybe a 1.5 out of 5 stars.
Nice.
You're being nice.
Being hopeful.
I'm being
You're being
we're,
helpful.
we're
the best we had was Starship.
yeah, actually, yes.
Even though she was literally the entire music video with crazy eyes.
She seriously was.
Miss Haywood crazy. Damn. Dial it back a little.
Oh.
Oh,
As far as hope goes, though, especially with planting seeds, if you need help planting them, please reach out and ask.
no one ever said you had to go it alone.
No.
Sometimes for those bigger dreams that you have, those particular wants that you want later, sometimes it takes more than one person to work a field. You know, somebody can water, somebody can dig the row, somebody can cover the seed once it's dropped. You just have to be the person that reaches out and goes, hey, I need an extra hand today. Because what's cool about that is what we'll be talking about here in a couple weeks, and that is once that seed actually grows, you got something to share. It's cool stuff.
If you ever see me driving down the road ugly crying, never mind.
Actually.
One of the big things as far as hope is concerned is a lot of times, and you know, this will probably be one of my last statements for tonight, but a lot of times what makes it difficult for people to hope for a future is the fact that they are making the situation much more difficult than what is necessary. Hope is one of those things that we're freely given the ability to have. It can't be taken from you. You can just give it up. It's one of the fundamental things, faith, hope, and love. So find that anchor point. All right, this plant didn't make it. Didn't have the right soil, didn't water it enough, got too hot in the sun, whatever the situation may be. Take what's left of that plant, grind it up, throw it on the ground as fertilizer. That time it didn't work. I have hope this time that it will. Small things. It's all about perspective.
One of the things I love doing is listening to kids tell me their dreams because they are so out there and wild. But why shouldn't they be?
Whatever you set your mind to.
Okay, you just remind me of Marshall I've been seeing. Our kid's gonna marry his baseball glove in Vegas.
Awesome.
Well, you know, I mean, as far as hope goes, though, kids are awesome about it.
No, they are.
enough.
Miss Linda Nelson said asking is really hard, probably one of the most difficult things to do.
A lot of that has to do with why you're not asking. Been let down before, been hurt before. This is not a reading or anything like that. This is just me making generalized statements. but a lot of the times we don't ask because we're afraid to. We're afraid of being rejected. We're afraid of how people will look at us. We let them down. That kind of thing. And most of the time, yeah, and it's based on previous experience, but going back into hope. Hope it'll be different this time.
The act of asking is really not difficult. But he's right. The act of asking itself is very simple
Mm-hmm.
and takes just a second to do. Absolutely no energy and very little time. But usually in those particular situations where you're hung up, why are you lacking the hope? This kind of goes back to last month's topics where we were talking about love. Hope has three forms, faith has three forms, love has three forms. Love in yourself, love in others, love in a higher power. Usually when we're lacking hope in a situation, it's because we're lacking a form of love.
Mm-hmm.
Well, if I don't love myself, I can't really have much hope for the future, can I? Well, if I don't love others, I can't really have hope in the future, can I? If I don't have some form of spark of divine that I can relate to that makes me whole, that shows me what love truly is, can't really have hope for the future, can I? So it's one of those kinds of deals of when it seems difficult, you should ask yourself where it is that you're hurting, more so what it is that's going to be an end result. Exactly.
I agree.
Well, for me, the biggest part of me always reaching out to ask for help is my ego. I can do it myself. I don't need the help. And that's usually when I end up in trouble.
Mm-hmm.
So
Pretty much, just to be frank, every statement that I made was mine.
ego.
Yeah.
It's where shadow work comes into play, guys. There's some awesome journals on Amazon. There's some awesome journals that you can look up pretty much anywhere. They are not licensed therapists.
Not by any stretch of the imagination.
Mm-mm.
No. Best we can give is a little bit of perspective and some spiritual counsel, a little bit of motivational speaking, maybe some life coaching. But as far as being licensed professionals, we are not. But the reason why everybody is beginning to bring up shadow work is, as Tyree brought up just a little while ago, half of us, if not all of us at some point, but half of us currently are going through that. When you take the time to really define yourself, and notice how I put that, when you take the time to define yourself, that's showing yourself some love. When you can love yourself, you can be truthful and honest. Because integrity is a thing. And when you can be truthful and honest, it allows you to freely love other people because everybody knows where you stand. And as you love other people, you're able to show love for your spark of divine. Because as I said earlier, you'll be able to actually see the face of God in everyone you meet. Shadow work allows you to find love where you thought there was none. and gives you hope through that love to persevere, to become something more. Take the time to really work on you. A lot of times, like I said, hope comes from you first.
Besides, if you can't be vulnerable with yourself, how can you be vulnerable with anybody else?
Tis a thing.
Yes, it is.
It's important to work on you sometimes. That doesn't make you selfish. That doesn't make you any of the things that are typically negatively associated with self-work. Because it allows you to do all the things that Steve said. It loops back and forth and back and forth and back and forth. It's a constant thing. Wake up in the morning. Today I am choosing to love myself so that I can love others. So that I can notice the love that the divine that I specifically vibe with has for me. So that I can see the hope in myself, the hope in the situations around me, the hope in others. The hope that things will do whatever the insert comment here is. It loops back and forth and back and forth. Get to know you so that you can actually get to know others and hold space for them. Because there's a difference between hearing and listening. And if you can't listen to yourself, how can you listen to anybody else? And that includes people that are close to you.
Yeah, just remember, you may be the light to help someone else's seed grow.
It's an interesting thing. You know, what happens when you touch a lit match to one that hasn't been struck? Catches. What happens when you stick a lit match close to a lighter that won't light anymore? It lights. What happens when you stick a lit match close to the core of a lantern? It lights. It's a simple thing. Your light can actually cause a greater light to form because you can light the way for other people, just as Mr. Tyree just said.
You want to sign us off, Steve?
But
Here in a second.
one last thing. Take the moment to really think. To you, your life may not mean a whole lot. To you, you may not have been able to do great things. To you, there may be some kind of hang up or some kind of real detracting thought or process in your life that just takes away. But what I want you to do is I want you to look at those around you and see the way they look at you. Because to at least one person that you know, you are a fucking inspiration. And to that one person that you know, you are the reason that they hope for a better tomorrow. We teach by example. Keep that in mind. And if we don't see you this weekend, we'll see you soon. Until then, and as always, take care of yourselves, take care of each other. Remember that those that have the power to change themselves have the power to change the world around themselves. Love you.
Love you guys. See ya.
Yes.
Right.
Good night.